I do remember getting a phone call one morning at 4 a.m. from the production manager who said, "Don't bother to come to work today." And I said, "Why, am I fired?" And he said, "No, but the set has just burned to the ground." It was 4 o'clock in the morning, and the night watchman saw smoke coming out the door of the soundstage. And interestingly, it was while we were shooting the exorcism scene, and the place was refrigerated overnight. We had 3 large refrigeration units that would refrigerate the Peninsula Hotel. They were so powerful. And so that when we would come in the morning, the set would be about 30 below zero every morning. And Linda Blair wore that nightgown with just some long underwear that you couldn't see. The rest of us were all dressed as though we were on a ski slope. We were all in heavy winter gear, and the minute the lights went on, the temperatures started to rise. But with those air conditioning units, one day the set caught fire and burned to the ground. The sets were separate. The house was a separate set from the bedroom, but they were in the same building. And the set involving the house burned, and the insurance company paid off because we had to shut down. We shut down for 6 weeks. It was that long to rebuild we had to rebuild the entire set. And the insurance company paid off on the basis that because it was an old building, and there were pigeons flying around in the rafters, a pigeon flew into a light box, causing a short circuit and thus the fire. That's the only thing that happened during the entire film that I thought was some kind of bad karma. I will say one other thing I thought was strange. We made the statue of Pazuzu in Burbank, in the workshop at the Burbank Studios. It was 15 feet tall, and with the wing spread, it was about 8 feet wide. And it was put into a box and shipped by a very famous group of ex-fighter pilots that started a shipping company after World War II, the Flying Tigers. And we had this statue of Pazuzu addressed to Warner Brothers, care of the Ba'athist Party in Mosul, Iraq. And somehow or other, it got to Denmark. It went to it was lost. We couldn't start shooting in Iraq for 3 or 4 weeks waiting for this statue, which went somewhere else by the Flying Tigers. And I don't know how the hell that happened. Finally, it got to us. But that is probably the only other thing I think was strange.